It all began on the evening of April 25th, 1973. 10-year-old Greg Garrett was playing in his backyard, his sneakers crunching the dirt, when he froze. A shadow moved in the corner of his vision. Then emerged something he couldn't comprehend. Standing in front of him was a creature unlike anything he'd ever seen, its gray, leathery skin shimmering faintly under the moonlight. Before he could even scream, it lunged at him, its clawed limbs shredding his shoes. Terrified, Greg bolted inside, his heart racing as he tried to explain to his parents what had just happened. Little did Greg know, his terrifying encounter was just the beginning of one of the most baffling mysteries in Illinois' history. This is the legend of the Enfield Monster, one of the most bewildering and eerie tales in American folklore. Not far away from Greg's house, around 10 p.m. that same night, Henry Mcdaniel was relaxing at home. Henry was a no-nonsense man, a war veteran who didn't scare easily. As he sat in his living room, he heard a strange scratching noise at his front door. At first, he thought it might be a dog or some other animal, but the sound was too deliberate, too eerie. Grabbing his flashlight and his gun, Henry opened the door and stepped outside. What he saw made his blood run cold. Between two rose bushes near his front porch stood a creature that defied explanation. It was about 4.5 feet tall, with a stubby, compact body. Its two small arms dangled awkwardly, and its 3 legs gave it an unnatural appearance. But it was the creature's eyes that Henry would never forget. Large, glowing pink orbs that seemed to cut through the darkness. Henry raised his gun and fired 4 shots. One of the bullets hit the creature, and it let out a loud hiss like a wildcat. Then, with incredible speed, it turned and leaped away. Henry watched in disbelief as the creature covered nearly 50 feet in just 3 jumps, disappearing into the night. Shaken, Henry called the police. When officers arrived, they searched the area and found strange footprints near Henry's house. The prints looked like they belonged to a dog, but were unlike any animal tracks they had seen before. Each print had 6 toe pads, and they were pressed deep into the ground as if the creature had been very heavy. Word of Henry's encounter spread quickly, and soon the whole town was buzzing with talk of the strange creature. Some people were skeptical, thinking Henry might have imagined the whole thing. But others believed him, especially when they heard about Greg Garrett's encounter earlier that night. As reporters and curious townsfolk flocked to Enfield, more stories began to emerge. A group of local investigators claimed to have heard eerie, high-pitched screams coming from an abandoned barn near Henry's home. One of them even spotted a shadowy figure darting through the darkness, but it vanished before they could get a good look. Cryptozoologist Loren Coleman, a well-known researcher of mysterious creatures, traveled to Enfield to investigate. He interviewed witnesses and searched for clues, becoming one of the first people to document the case in detail. Theories about the creature's identity began to circulate. Some believed it was a cryptid, a type of animal that science hasn't officially discovered yet. Others thought it might be an alien, pointing to its glowing eyes and strange movements as evidence of something otherworldly. A man from Ohio even claimed the creature might have been his pet kangaroo, Macy, which had gone missing a year earlier. But Henry Mcdaniel wasn't convinced. "What I saw wasn't a kangaroo," he said. "It was something else, something not from around here." The mystery deepened when Henry reported seeing the creature again 2 weeks later. This time, it was early in the morning, around 3 a.m. Henry was awake and looking out of his window when he noticed movement near the railroad tracks behind his house. There, in the faint moonlight, he saw the creature again. It moved slowly along the tracks, almost as if it was searching for something. Henry decided not to shoot this time, watching in silence as the creature disappeared into the distance. Despite the lack of clear evidence, the Enfield Monster quickly became a legend. People from all over began visiting the town, hoping to catch a glimpse of the creature. Some came armed with cameras and recording equipment, while others just wanted to hear the stories firsthand. Local businesses even started selling Enfield Monster souvenirs, turning the creature into a part of the town's identity. In the years that followed, new sightings of the creature were reported. In the early 2000s, a group of friends claimed to have seen it during the day. Their description matched what Henry Mcdaniel had seen back in 1973: gray skin, 3 legs, and glowing eyes. This new sighting reignited interest in the case and led to renewed speculation about the creature's origins. Could the Enfield Monster be a species that somehow escaped scientific discovery? Some cryptozoologists suggest that the world still holds many secrets, with unexplored places where mysterious creatures could exist. Others think the Enfield Monster might be something far stranger, a being from another dimension, or even a visitor from outer space. The creature's strange footprints, glowing eyes, and ability to leap incredible distances certainly make it hard to explain. But not everyone believes the story. Some think the Enfield Monster was nothing more than a hoax, a case of mistaken identity, or even just mass hysteria. Skeptics argue that people's imaginations can run wild, especially when fear and excitement take hold. McDaniel reported another sighting of the creature near the railroad tracks adjacent to his residence. This prompted local radio station WWKY's news director, Rick Rainbow, to lead a small group to investigate. They claimed to have observed an ape-like creature in an abandoned building close to McDaniel's home. The team also reported recording eerie cries believed to be from the creature and even fired a shot at it before it fled. The media coverage of these events led to unintended consequences. Enthusiastic monster hunters descended upon Enfield, armed and eager to capture or kill the creature. This influx raised safety concerns among residents, fearing that such actions might lead to accidental harm to people or livestock. Authorities intervened, arresting 5 young men from out of town who had come armed with shotguns and rifles, allegedly to photograph the creature. The sheriff, however, downplayed the incident, suggesting the men were merely out drinking and raising hell. In 1978, researchers from Western Illinois University, led by David L. Miller, conducted a study on the Enfield Monster reports. They analyzed the incidents as a case of social contagion, where collective behavior is influenced by group emotions like panic or hysteria. The study concluded that there were no more than 3 first-hand reports, which had been exaggerated by news stories and local gossip into a widespread phenomenon. The Enfield Monster has since become a part of local folklore, symbolizing the human tendency to seek explanations for the unknown. Whether viewed as a cryptid, an alien visitor, or a case of mass hysteria, the creature's story reflects the complexities of human perception and the power of storytelling. It serves as a reminder of how unverified reports can evolve into legends, influencing community behavior and beliefs. Even so, the story of the Enfield Monster lives on. Whether it was real or just a product of people's imaginations, it has become a part of Enfield's history and folklore. The creature remains a mystery, a reminder of how much we still don't know about the world around us. What do you think? Could the Enfield Monster be real? Or is it just a spooky story? Either way, it's a tale that continues to captivate and inspire those who hear it.
If you love a good scare, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to never miss a new story.